Hey folks, it's episode 41 of my blind RS3 playthrough. You've been clamoring for it for months, but I'm finally getting back to quests starting in this episode. More or less working through the old school RuneScape quests in chronological order until I get to the RS3 quests, so I won't be recording the entirety of these. You've already seen my reactions to them in my OSRS playthrough. But I will record like boss fights and highlights and things that are different in RS3 compared to old school RuneScape, so stay tuned for that. These videos keep getting closer and closer to where I actually am in my playthrough, so I might end up having to slow the cadence of publishing for these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off doing a video every weekend. We'll see. Once I finish up all of the old school quests, I think we'll have more and more content as I actually look at the new quests. But let's go ahead and get to the playthrough here. So I can still play attentively here. I think I'm going to go back through and clear all of these, or as many of these old school quests as I can. I don't have to record my reaction to those. I might come in to like report when I finish them, and if I notice any interesting RS3 changes. But let's just go down the list. We'll start with Troll Stronghold here. Okay, progressing Troll Stronghold. I had started this quest to get into God War's dungeon, so I just teleported to God War's dungeon and I'm running through it here. I think I have to go in here. Forward, rescuing these guys. Back to Berthorpe. I should be able to just turn it in here. I was actually really close to finishing this quest last time. Okay, quest complete. No problem. All my lamps are going on agility. If I get any kind of generic lamps, do not want to train that skill. Train everything else now. Okay, so next is Taibo and I Trio. Classic. Starting Taibo and I Trio. I think I got all the stuff together. I had to go make a agility potion really fast. Whoa, Karambwanji don't stack in RS3? Fuck that. I realized I needed 20 inventory slots for this. Didn't really improve the Shaika-Khan here. Mentioned this before, but it is funny that you can skip the agility check on this bridge by just surging over it. Part of the quest is so weird. You have to like light the Joker bones and then wait for them to like burn out. Okay, this should be quest complete. Yeah, and I get some more XP if I go talk to everybody, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, Edgar's Ruse is next. I go talk to Sanfew to start it. Okay. Such a fucked up quest. You like get a parrot drunk, hide it under a torture rack so that it repeats the sounds of screaming humans. It's very, very Monkey Island. The goutweed puzzle is a bit easier in this game because you can just like surge along the path on the west side instead of having to actually hide in the safe spots. That's kind of interesting. Quest guide doesn't say to do this, but I think I still need a second one for Dream Mentor, so I'm just gonna grab it now. I'm gonna burn through those quests pretty quickly anyway. I'll show you here how this works. It's interesting. Very straightforward. Hey, there's quest complete. I can do the Trollheim teleport now. That's convenient. Alright, next up is Monkey Madness, which is a hell of a quest, so that will probably be where I take a break. I think my objective is going to be to just like burn through everything from old school, and then as soon as I start getting to the RS3 exclusive quests, to do like a quest per day. Just so that I can pace myself a little bit, you know. Starting Monkey Madness. I imagine this quest is significantly less interesting and scary. Something I'll happily do in RS3 that I would never do in old school RuneScape is pay Gluff 200k to skip the sliding block puzzle. 200k is like nothing. It might actually be faster too. Someone pointed out that they were confused when I was complaining about quests being easy because like obviously I'm, you know, 99 defense, 99 necromancy. But I guess kind of the substance of my complaint is that the quest would be easy whether I was 99 necromancy, 99 defense or not, right? Like EOC fundamentally has broken these. And sure, like the scope of them being broken is increased by me being a higher level than that, but it's EOC is the bigger problem, right? It's not just the level that I'm at before attempting these. I guess in some respects you can think of this dungeon as being harder because Protect Melee doesn't completely protect you, but there's so many other tools here to make this easy that it doesn't really matter. Okay, made it to the cave with no incident. To Zunok. Even though this quest is like really easy on RS3 and all of the danger is gone, it's still really long and really brutal. Like you have to teleport out and come all the way back here like 10 times. It's crazy. I got the Gree now, so I'm in the form of a monkey. This is definitely the most ambitious quest up to this point, right? It's actually kind of impressive how much there is in Monkey Madness 1. Time to annihilate this thing, not because I'm 99 plus necromancy, but because EOC made the fight trivial. And right-click teleport. But also necromancy will make it a little bit easier also. Just gonna try to clarify that whenever I complain about the deprecation of content in RS3. It's not because I'm 99 necro. It's because even if I was like level 40 magic, this would still be over instantly. In old school, you kind of have to like cheese this guy. You have to let the other gnomes DPS him down and then try to get the finishing blow. That was really fast. I think the move is to put all the combat XP I can get from this onto strength, because I need strength 85 for the quest cape. I'm really going to try to avoid training it if I can. Huzzah! Quest complete. Okay, now it's time for me to take a break, because that took a long time. I'm going to get back to questing soon, but I'm just going to get some summoning level ups here. I can't record that frequently, but I can play a little attentively. That's summoning 97. I can use one of my banked effigies now. Oh, just got the summoning pet. There's a skill I've gotten in 99 that I didn't get the skilling pet before hitting 99. Should hit 98 summoning here. And I'm going to keep going. I don't have enough yak hides to get the rest of the way to 99, but I'd like to use up my wise bonus. That'll save me some resources in the long term. Going back through the quest list here, next up is Troll Romance. Accept quest. Okay, here we go. About to do the boss fight in Troll Romance. I remember it teleporting you out like that. That's interesting. It's an instant kill if I actually have weapons equipped. Actually make me walk all the way back. Okay. Okay, this should be quest complete. Let's see. All right, that was easy. Next up is Mountain Daughter. Okay, starting Mountain Daughter. Here comes the Kendall boss fight. I imagine is going to be over instantly, as usual. Oh, that quest ended abruptly. Mountain Daughter complete. Next up is Between a Rock. Between a Rock, this is such a weird quest. There's like a dwarf who's trying to go through a secret wall that only lets gold pass through it. I'm guessing they didn't change this cutscene from old school. It's pretty amazing. Get launched into the wall here. Oh, it actually does look better. I thought about it. I'm impressed. Okay, so I don't know if I actually have to mine the gold here, since I'm probably just going to overwhelm the boss immediately, but we'll see. So here's the boss fight with just 6 pieces of gold mined, which no reason to mine all 15, turns out. And I think I'm done with the quest. All right, nice. Next up is Desert Treasure. I'm gonna take a break before I do that, because that's a crazy quest. I give you an adamant pickaxe +2. That's an interesting change. Ah, oh, this is pretty funny. It gave me a notification I got enough quest points to get some rewards from May, so I came here to pick them up. I guess it gives you like clue rewards and money, and one of them is Ranger Boots, which I think are trash in this game, but I'm not gonna disassemble them just in case they matter. It's kind of fun. I'm pretty sure I can turn the sleeping cap into fortunate components, so that's kind of cool. And then we get a black headband, which I don't think is needed for a master clue step in this game. Armadillo robe legs, and I don't know what the Ring of Quest does. I'll look that up. Okay, here we go. Desert Treasure, a very iconic quest in old school, a very difficult quest that I don't expect this to be terribly difficult here, but it's comparably long to Monkey Madness. I think I have all the stuff I'm going to need for it here. The effect where you look in the mirrors is kind of cool. think it like actually teleports you to that location temporarily. Yeah, because I can like see people fighting these guys. I'm guessing it's just an AFK way to train invention or something since they never drop aggro. First boss is the vampire guy. Oh, he looks pretty cool when he comes out. He has a new, it looks like he has a new model. I wonder if that's like a common vampire model later on. I could generally tell if I was like 40 magic if I would still be trouncing the content, and I think the answer is definitely yes there. The guide was very clear to say you still need to bring food for this section and super restores and stuff, even if you're max combat. And that does seem to be the case here. You drain health pretty fast, you drain run energy pretty fast, so I did bring some super energies here. Grateful for Surge. There's Camel. Probably should have brought more food, actually. Underestimated it. Free super restore, that's nice. Try to do this quickly then. Now I can use the spike boots. Ooh, I think I'm gonna be okay. I didn't realize I needed fire runes. I think I can still cast fire spells. I don't have a fire weapon equipped. Let's see if it lets me. Wiki just says fire runes. It doesn't specifically say bring a magic weapon. I think I'm gonna have to come all the way back. That's really annoying. Pretty funny. I haven't had to use magic in so long. I haven't seen this ability bar in forever. It actually didn't take me that long to come back. I was kind of annoyed that like, oh my god, it's gonna take me forever, but Surge really makes this whole sequence quite a bit more tolerable. Okay, you just do smash after that. Gotcha. Baby has a diamond, and they are very kind to escort me out after that. Thanks, guys. Apparently the mysterious stranger who can show up and attack you hits you for like 5,000 damage, so you do have to like bank this thing right away. Okay, finishing up the Fareed section. So far it's pretty similar to old school, other than that the challenge has been removed mostly by EOC. I think this guy, you just can fight him perfectly fine with necromancy, doesn't matter. I do like the idea of Desert Treasure that you're doing 4 new elements, right? Blood, ice, smoke, and the other one. Shadow, that's right. Okay, so the guide says I could use as many as 100 lockpicks on this, and they're much harder to get your hands on in this game because the Thieves Guild only has 10 stocked per day. So I am 99 thieving, so it's theoretically as easy as it could possibly be. Okay, I got it before running out of lockpicks. That's good. Gilded Cross. Okay, here should be the last one against Damus here. This is one you generally have to safe spot in old school. There he is. Oh, he looks pretty different. I assume it's just because he uses normal gear. Maybe he comes up in a later quest. Phase 2 is just shirtless Damus, apparently. Okay, I have placed all of the gems here, which should let me go inside this temple, I think. I think I have to go into the front at the start. Okay, unless if I get ported out here, I think I'm just about done. I just have to open this wall here and talk to Azanadra, and then I think I'm done with the quest. This will also unlock the Bandit Camp lodestone, which I haven't had this whole time, so that would be nice. Because this is why I need to bring weapons, because occasionally scarabs spawn in this room. And if I can't kill them, then I just can't finish talking to this guy. Hey, that wasn't too bad. That was actually quite a bit faster than Monkey Madness. A lot less teleporting and running back around places. Right on, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. It looks like the Bandit Camp just, the lodestone just unlocks automatically. So that's helpful for a couple like clue steps. It would have been nice when I was getting granite earlier for summoning, but it wasn't that big of a deal. All right, next up is Tears of Guthix, which might actually be worth doing since I already do a good chunk of weeklies, especially if it's pumping into RuneCraft. It would be great if I could get it to pump into agility instead. Maybe that's a good reason to level everything above agility. The most annoying one's probably going to be dungeoneering, actually. Okay, I should be getting 99 summoning here soon. I didn't quite have enough yak hides. I'm short by like 100 or so, so I'm just going to get the rest of the way there with water jugs, since those are pretty easy to come by, and I've got tons of blue charms left over. And I'll just end up disassembling all these. Yeah, 20k ago. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to have to worry about charms ever again, or secondaries for summoning ever again. Here we go. 99 summoning. Easy peasy. That was actually really quick from 78. Not bothering getting skill capes anymore, just because they take up bank space and most of them are bad. I guess the summoning cape's not too bad because it further saves resources. But hopefully I'm not going to have to make anything else. My final counts here got 7,000 pack yaks, so 7,000 hours that I should never need to make more of those. 1,000 abyssal titans. I'm going to have to keep making the giant end pouches as needed. I will likely need to make more Ripper Demons contracts, but I've got enough to last me for the immediate case. And probably enough leftover charms that I'm just good to go. I'll likely keep bringing the Charming Imp with me. I might switch it back to start picking up the charms now. I was just eating them into XP. I'll think about it. It doesn't really matter either way, because I don't need XP past 99. I don't care about that. But yeah, 99 summoning. That's cool. We actually have quite a lot of 99s. I think this is significantly more 99s than I have in old school RuneScape. I am still going to go through the quest list here, but before I start working on that, I got to get a little bit of work done, so I'm going to train fire making. 79 fire making. Should get me a decent amount of AFK. Getting fire making to 99 is going to take a long time. This is quite slow, even with magic logs. Fire making 80? Alright. 81 fire making. Fire making 82. Fire making 83. 84 fire making. Mike may have gotten screwed up there. I just finished planting all of those tomb shrooms. I bought 150 some sundry growth potions. Ended up with 3,604 tomb shrooms. I don't know what I'm going to use those for yet. That's about 800,000 Herblore XP if I save it for when I have summoning renewal potions, or I could just use it to feed Zygomites. That much closer to 118 farming. Starting Tears of Gothics. Juno looks really cool in RS3. Okay, accept quest. Tears of Gothics. Look at how straightforward this quest is. Like, this is listed as official length short, which is the same as Violet is Blue, but it's like not even a minute long, essentially. All right. Okay, so they don't have you collecting tears during the quest. Gotcha. Make an ornate bowl for increased XP. Oh, I think I can do that, actually. How does that work? I'll look into that before I go across. I feel you possess great skill, great enough to gain the full power of the tears. Make a more ornate bowl. Oh, that's cute. The new ornate bowl has a little Gothics icon on it. That's just because I have 80 crafting and mining, apparently. Okay. I might add this to my weeklies. I'm not super concerned with it. It would mostly just be Runecraft XP. I'd like to eventually make it Agility XP, in which case it would be much more worth doing. Okay, I got like 105 tiers, 71 Runecraft. 33k is not bad. Okay, got all my stuff together for Morning's End Part 1. I already started the quest, so hop in if anything's different. This is really funny. It seems like Taverley was where they were trying to like convert the entire game to voice acting.
Yeah? What is it to you?
So these NPCs have a little bit of voice acting.
Suppose it is.
But not for all of their quests, right? Bloodstains. Oh, the Mourner outfit looks pretty cool in RS3. Much more clearly like a Plague Doctor set up here. Interesting change I noticed when I killed the Mourner to get the outfit. The Mourner actually dropped a magic log, because I think that this is a tougher quest to do as an Ironman otherwise. I guess in RS3 it's not a big deal because there's so many sources of magic logs that you could get first, but part of the quest is really fun. What a silly concept to use the Ogre Bellows from a prior quest to fill the bellows with dye and get these colored toads. It's very, very charming. Lots of these charming quests. Still such a janky menu. Okay, it took me forever. I can't really trap them because you have to be at least 2 tiles away from them, so it's more than a little tricky. Okay, did it on the first try. It's more forgiving than I think it is. Such a funny like idea for the quest that like this weird bit of sheep herder was actually caused by the mourners all along. I have to do this again because the animation is amazing. Apples. Effort. Incredible. There we go. Morning's End Part 1 complete. Okay, starting Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf. This is a really interesting quest. I'm kind of excited to see this quest chain continued in RS3 because it gets dropped in OSRS. Something I really enjoy about these early Jagex quests is like the feeling that they're all designed by completely different people and so have these really weird stylistic approaches to quest design, like how Monkey Madness has a little chapter pop-ups. This has this like drone shot of the town, and then like there's like quest text that pops up on the screen, Forgettable Tale, Red Axe Part 1 or whatever, right? It's cool. Feels like you're like rotating through different dungeon masters. Got this quest has so many points where you have to wait. You have to wait for the hops and then you have to wait for the brew, but that's okay. I got stuff to do this morning, so I'll take this opportunity to take a break. This is actually one of my favorite puzzles because I think it's very sight readable. It's not terribly difficult. Really love the way this quest ends where like, because you got knocked out, nobody believes you and you're just a drunk as well. Pretty cute. It's kind of a nice place for it to stop in old school RuneScape. Like that's just the end of the quest. Nobody knows what happened. Colonel Grimson looks cool. Just like knocked out in the corner. Alright, quest complete. The next quest is the Curse of Zaros, which is still in old school RuneScape. I don't think it's classified as a mini quest. I don't think it's called the Curse of Zaros. It's just a thing you can do with the Ring of Invisibility, essentially. And there's like a ghost up here and it puts you on different tracks. Okay, accept quest. Unfortunately, I got the sequence that makes me have to deal with Ripper demons. Hopefully I'll be okay. Got the last one here, and I don't get aggroed by the deadly red spiders, so that's cool. I think this one's really annoying, especially if you get this path in old school RuneScape, because you have to go into the wilderness for multiple steps. And then these skeletons can show up while you're talking to him. Oh, they changed the... That's weird. These monkey bars in old school, they changed it to stepping stones. Didn't mean to click on that. Yeah, it's a ton of dialogue, and you have to like talk to him without one of the skeletons aggroing you. Oh my god, it happened again. This is really annoying. They aggro from really far away. Biggest text dump in the game. Yeah, this one's called Curse of the Empty Lord in old school, isn't it? Instead of Curse of Zaros. First try, jeez. That was brutal. It is a mini quest in old school. I forgot that's what it was called. Interesting. Didn't realize that's when that came out. Not long after Desert Treasure, essentially. I want to talk to Historian Minus to get a lamp for doing this right away, because otherwise I'm going to have to do the entire quest again, which does not sound fun. Kind of disappointed by the quest storage chest in this game. Like, I really wish it would include every conceivable quest item, like every little key and letter and book. But it's like a weird subsections of them, and there are still some quest items you have to save from prior quests that don't show up in quest storage. So I'm probably going to have to reserve a ton of bank space for this temporarily. I think there is stuff I can store in the POH, so I might need to finish maxing my POH, which I can totally do now. Okay, Tale of Two Cats, here we go. Got another quest here with a time component. I have to wait 25 minutes for these, so I'll come back to it tomorrow, probably. This is the cutscene I was remembering, where they're like riding on a magic carpet together. Pretty amazing. Fighting the King Black Dragon. I love the ways they like incorporate other players in the game. Like talking like players, being named like players. It's really funny. Alright. Next up is Morning's End Part 2. Oh boy. I bet this is much easier in RS3. I assume I can kind of ignore all the enemies. I guess we'll find out. Apparently just did my 250th Reaper assignment, so I got an extra 50 Reaper points, which is nice. Getting out of here. Setting up for Morning's End Part 2. On the plus side, I'm not going to have to do the long list of objects for the Death Talisman because I have 94 Slayers, so I'll just be able to kill Dark Beasts. Okay, starting the quest. Just try to blow through this if I can. I'll try fighting these Dark Beasts real quick since I need the Death Talisman anyway. I don't know how nasty they are in this game. They're kind of nasty in Old School. They do hit pretty hard. They die extremely fast, so that helps. Oh, well, the long search is over. That was easy. Death Talisman get. Looks like I can safely just feed that talisman my Wicked Hood, so I'll do that once I get out of here. So I'm doing the quest, and there's a problem with RS3 that I've talked about before. Somebody mentioned that this was something that got broken in an update a while ago, and they just never fixed it. But, like, I'm supposed to pull this thing on the wall here, and I was really struggling to find out where is the pull option. Like, I'm right-clicking it. Technically, there's a separate hitbox for this thing. When I was facing it, like, here, I couldn't even see it. Yeah, see? That's a separate object from the thing on the wall. That's insane. Okay, I finished the long mirror puzzle. It actually wasn't too bad. These shadows like die instantly every time they attack you, and if you've got this archaeology relic, you can regenerate, so definitely way less of a hassle than it is in Old School. So I have to rotate this west once to get in here, and then I have to remember to rotate it back when I'm done, or I'm going to have an extremely bad time. It's nice to have a quest that requires underground pass so that like the story actually connects. Okay, so I think if I just use the Wicked Hood, I should be able to enter here. The puzzle was actually a lot more enjoyable to do in RS3, where all of the shadows were relatively trivial, so I could just focus on the mirrors and trying to understand what was happening. In Old School, it's so stressful. You're just following the guides so closely because you're just getting attacked constantly, and you need to constantly keep your prayer up, and it's miserable. Now, I'm not suggesting that it's better in RS3. I just don't think there should be shadows in this quest. I mean, I guess the shadows make the quest kind of iconic with how annoying and difficult it is, but I guess you get your cake and eat it too in Old School RuneScape, because when you do Song of the Elves in Old School RuneScape, that's basically Morning's End Part 2, but without enemies. So they learned their lesson, and they kept the brutal quest as it is. Okay, this should be quest complete. It should be another 20k agility XP, I think. I did not fall at all. It probably helps that I'm like 84 agility, and I brought Summer Pies with me. Alright, quest complete. Nice. Very pleased to be done with that. Rum Deal is next, which is a much easier and simpler quest than Morning's End Part 2. I guess they're like, oh, let's chill out for a minute here. I'll go do that now. Okay, accept quest. One of those fun quests with custom UI elements and titles and stuff. There's a lot of quests in 2005 that make you wait even just a little bit. Other than Morning's End Part 2, that didn't do it. But yeah, we even had the quest where like you will hand something to a tailor and it'll take them like a minute to get back to you. That's in Morning's End Part 1. The animation on this thing looks like a Gen Z like Zoomer GIF. Very funny. Apparently you don't actually need Slayer gloves for this because you take such little damage anyway that it doesn't matter. But whatever, I bought some and brought some. I haven't heard that name before. Good. All right, Rum Deal complete. Nice. Next up is Shadow of the Storm. Okay, starting Shadow of the Storm. Sandstorm effect is pretty cool looking. All right, summon the demon here. So I think I can weaken him with my Death Guard. I think I just have to finish him off with Silverlight. Yeah, that was easy. Alright, Shadow of the Storm complete. Next up is Making History, which I guess is a real quest in RS3. Accept quest. Quest complete, I think. Huzzah! Alright, next up is Rat Catchers. Wonder if they changed that at all in RS3. Okay, let's start Rat Catchers. So this is the most hated part of Rat Catchers, I think. The stealth section with the guards. And my understanding is it's actually made significantly easier by just using Surge. Surge lets you essentially teleport past a lot of their patrols. Yeah, this is a lot easier in RS3 just because of Surge. I guess this counts as a boss fight. I have some milk to heal the cat here. Okay, this quest actually took me a really long time. Not that annoying of a quest, but it is really long for not a lot of reward. Quest complete. Nice. Oh, interesting. I think they got rid of the rat catching minigame. I don't think I can get down there. That's funny. Spirits of the Elid. Here we go. Okay, so I did bring different attack styles here to deal with the golems, but necromancy just nukes all of them, so it doesn't matter. Surprise! I'm surprised they didn't preserve that, because they did add Protect from Necromancy to another quest earlier. I guess your hit chance ends up being really low. But who cares, right? But I could use this crystal bow. Is it not charged or something? Oh, I was also able to just do this with Necromancy. That's funny. Alright, didn't need to bring any of that stuff with me. Certainly didn't need this black mace to like seek out and buy that. Uncomfortable with the RS3 genie sprite. I'm so used to seeing genies in old school RuneScape. You never see them in this game because there are no random events, but he's got abs. Yeah, nice. Okay, so my bank is starting to get full of random quest garbage that it's hard for me to like individually search to see whether if it comes up in a later quest. So what I might do really quick as a short candy loop is just build all of the highest level versions of furniture in the playground house that gives me storage. I have to research what all I need for that, but I think it's probably worth just getting that over with since I have 98 construction anyway. Okay, I think I have basically everything I need. I have a magic stone left over from my thieving grind. I just have to go get a marble block from the Keldegrim stonemason. Then I should be able to build a max costume room. Hopefully I can just, I think there's stuff with the bank where you can essentially transfer everything from your main bank into the costume room without having to actually visit your house. I haven't been in my house in like a year. I have to look up when I first started playing RS3. I think I've been playing this game for a year now, haven't I? May 2023. It's May 1st, so my 1 year anniversary is in a couple weeks. I have to boost to 99 for the Cape Rack, which is pretty funny. I should just take a quick sec. Boost it to 101 construction. There we go. Magical Cape Rack. I think I can I haven't been claiming my skill capes to save bank space, but I think I can put them all on there, so that'll be the objective, I guess. Man, it's really been a long time since I was in here. I think I was doing a little bit of training in the POH, and then I discovered Fort 4 and 3 and just never came back here. So it's really funny that I've had access to build basically all of this for a long time and just happened to have not been here. Okay, so now I think I can store everything. I'll go see what it lets me do from the bank interface. Okay, so annoyingly, I can do everything from the bank interface, but I have to do it all manually, I believe. Costume room, treasure chest, yeah. So I have to track down each of these items individually. Okay, I can do this. Okay, moving stuff over to the costume room saved me a ton of bank space. I've got 972 used spaces, 1020 total available, so pretty good. About 50 spaces now. Devious Mind, which is a quest in old school that just goes nowhere, so I'm interested if it has sequels in this. Very weird quest. It's like a bow sword. Such a weird quest. Yeah, you smuggle stuff into Intrani, you get a bunch of people killed, bad things happen. Then you just kind of tell, hey, Certifi, bad shit happened. And then it's quest complete. Wonder if they were planning to do something with the bow sword further down the line and just kind of abandon it in both games. Okay, well now that Devious Minds is done, I'm done with all of the 2005 quests. Working through these old school quests, even though I'm skipping all the cutscenes and stuff because we've seen them before, still taking a really long time. Just have 2006 left to go and then most of 2007. And we'll be caught up and I'll start, giving my reactions to quests again. Coming up soon on Recipe for Disaster, so that's fun. Although it's kind of a pointless quest in this game, sadly, because the Barrow's gloves are not very helpful. Hand in the sand, let's go. Okay, it should be quest complete now, I think. Nice. All right, next up, Anakra's Lament. Love the attempt at the old-timey filter in this. It kind of works. It's got the hairs on the film, that sort of a thing. It's funny looking. Love this shitty bone guard. It's so funny that they haven't gone back and updated everything. So some stuff still looks almost exactly like old school RuneScape. Cool looking camel head guy. I think I can skip the final cutscene. 28k XP. Anakra's Lament completed. Apparently the pop-up also got dismissed. Quest number 99, Cabin Fever. Well, this is an especially weird quest because the pirates all have like giant heads. Because I think it's like a weird, uncomfortable mix of the new graphics versus the old graphics. That's so creepy looking. Weird bobblehead people on the other side of the ship are made even funnier by the fact that Bill Teach still looks completely normal. Because he got an updated model. Very funny. Okay, so I think I'm done with the quest. Finished blowing up the weird bobblehead pirates. Here we go. Cabin fever. Nice. Got enough quest points for another claim here. T3 magical dice. I don't think that is going to give me fortunate components, unfortunately. Yeah, that's annoying. Always praise Recipe for Disaster. I think it's an incredible quest. It's a really great example of RuneScape at its best. It's very funny that it starts with the cook. Recipe for Disaster, another cook's quest. Here we go. I love how quick the first step is, too. It's fantastic. Yeah, this is a rotten apple, not a rotten tomato. I have to buy it from this crate here for throwing at prisoners? Okay. Yeah, there it is. Quest complete. It has begun. This cutscene's funny as well because a good chunk of these characters have new graphics and a lot of them don't. Evil Dave doesn't. Duke Horatio doesn't look like he does. Pretty sure the Monkey King is the same. Has to dismiss a random event. But Osmond and the Mountain Dwarf look new. Culinarimancer looks slightly improved. I like how the Lumbered Sage still has like the black eyes. But Ceramic Vars doesn't. It's incredible. What a room. Yeah, they redid the Culinarimancer, who I think, as far as I know, only appears in this quest, unless if he shows up somewhere else. That's kind of cool. There's a custom interface for each of the subquests for Recipe for Disaster. They probably put a lot of work into that. That's neat. They're all started now. Okay, off we go. Looks like the Goblin Cook got a new model. He looks pretty good. I love the cartoon stuff in this. Oh, it looks pretty good. Although he doesn't fit into his outline as much anymore. It still works. I love the slop of compromise. It's incredible. I don't know if it gives me a quest complete dialogue for this. Let's see. It does. Okay. Cool. So I think next is... let's do them in the order they're listed on the wiki. So freeing the Mountain Dwarf. Okay, the dwarf step is super easy. Here we go. Nice. Working on Evil Dave next, which this would have been nice to have the ability to boost by +5 and fish for 1, especially to make like the Essence of Finality, but it's okay. I'm happy to... I'm eventually going to get 99 and everything anyway, so it's not a huge time save. Funny, Evil Dave in the Culinarimancer's room, in like the banquet room, has the old model with like the black eyes, and here he has an updated model. Oh, cat turned into a Hellcat. I got possibly the worst conceivable stew. It was 3 of all ingredients, so I had to try for as long as humanly possible. It's okay, I got it. I guess maybe the reason this Evil Dave looks like an old school RuneScape Evil Dave is because he's in like an action pose. Buffet worse than death. Nice. I'm getting pretty close to level 118 farming, which is when I'll find out if I'm good on Papasaurus Rexes. So I'm going to get some more growth potions. I'm going to use up all of these golden dragon fruit seeds. And possibly I got some more high-level fruit tree seeds from Big Game Hunter earlier. Room hops, allotment, cactus. Okay. And I'll report back if I manage to get the level. It's probably the last kind of significant farming level. I mean, I can still get money tree seeds at 119. Okay, so I got about 450k XP out of the golden dragon fruits alone. I started needing 600k to level up. I'm a little under 150k left over after this, so I think after I plant these carambola trees, that should get me the rest of the way. I finished planting all these to get them out of my bank, but I'm really curious to see if those Papasaurus Rexes are a breeding pair or not. Because if they're not, I might want to go back to doing Big Game Hunter until I get another egg. Here we go. 118 farming. I'm just going to pop out really quick to see if I can tell if it's a pair, breeding pair or not. Please, please. This will be my only source of dinosaur roars, so it really has to be one praying here. So the first one is male. Please don't be male. Oh my god. Okay. I know I was complaining a lot about getting like 10 male Chinchampas in a row. I would take 50 male Chinchampas in a row. I don't have to do any more big game hunter ever again. I'm so happy. That's so lucky. I got lucky on this. I got lucky on the Oculi Apatosaur and on the Malatops. I am set forever. That is a giant load off my mind. That also means I can like permanently get rid of a bunch of crap in my bank that I would otherwise be getting as drops from Big Game Hunter. Let me finish. I'll get those started in the POF, but I want to finish benefiting from this Ent really quick, so hold on. Here, while I'm planting these trees here, I'll show you my KCs for Big Game Hunter. I think I turned out extremely lucky, actually. At a 1 in 65 drop for the actual eggs, and then a free egg essentially every... It's not every 80 kills, because I had to spend a bunch of points to make the minigame easier, and then a bunch of points to get the Trapper outfit blueprint. So let me calculate how many eggs I should have seen total. Hold on. Okay, so if you discount the extra marks you get from double dinosaurs and triple dinosaurs, which does contribute pretty significantly, that's a lot of extra marks. I think I got a total of like 3, maybe 4 triple dinosaur encounters overall, but got a significant number of double dinosaurs. But if we pretend like those don't exist, then I should have gotten basically 7. Let's round that up, 7.7. So we'll make that 8, including the double and triple dinosaurs. 8 free eggs from Mark Shop. And then at a 1 in 65, 12 egg drops. Again, rounding up for double and triple dinosaurs, it's technically 11.8. So yeah, 20 eggs. Out of 20 total eggs, I ended up with the 3 breeding pairs I wanted. Let me try to calculate exactly how lucky I am there. It's actually not that amazing. I went over rate on the Malatops, about equal to what I went under rate on the Oculi Apatosaur. Obviously, I was lucky with Pavisaurus Rex. I got the 1 egg to drop from the Rex before drop rate, and then I got another one from the Hunter's Mark shop. So I think I'm actually pretty close to rate. My fear, though, is that I was even going like 2x dry, which is a pretty normal thing to happen, would have represented me probably getting close to 120 hunter. So yeah, I'm very fortunate. It's a lot of big game hunter kills. I never need to do it again. There is no reason to ever go back there. I'm very pleased with that. One of the biggest reliefs I've had in all of RuneScape. I do think that that's a powerful aspect to RuneScape grinds. The feeling that I never have to do that ever again is a nice thing to have behind you, but I really dislike when I never have to do that ever again is gated behind such a giant RNG swing. So it's like double the relief to know that I passed all the RNG checks. Okay, doing the Lumbridge Sage Recipe for Disaster stuff here. Amazing. I can actually know almost all of these answers, amusingly. Gertrude, although she looks like really young in RS3. All right, Lumbridge Guide wrapping up here. No problem. Next up is Pirate Pete. The underwater section is about the same. It's amusing. It's a little funny that you still can't see your inventory in here. Oh yeah, and they have all the old models for the Mogers, it looks like. Mud Skippers look like they look slightly different than in old school. They still have really goofy looking eyes. Okay, this is the fish cake. Don't eat it. All right. So next up is the ogre guy, Scratch Uglogui. All right, doing the jubbly stuff, making this boat. It's really interesting. I don't think you can actually see Karamja from here in RS3. You can't see it from here in old school either, but it is kind of neat that it's across the map there. Pretty crazy. You have to find this tree with the arrow stuck out of it. Love this. Board the ogre boat. Okay. Maybe the water's more obvious in old school RuneScape. It looks like she's stuck in the sand there. Or developers, when they were making the mining rework, they had to account for felled up swamp rocks for this quest to make sense. Balloon Toad is still pretty amazing. Such a funny quest. Might be anecdotal, but it feels like the Chompy spawn rate in RS3 is quite a bit lower than old school. I don't know if old school ever patched it to make it more common. But it's pretty likely I'm just not going to see a Jubbly spawn from this first one. I did make 3 just in case, but... Oh, there it is, finally. Like, I did 3 of these and I didn't see one. Alright, didn't burn it. Advantage of doing questing at 96 cooking, after having done most of the skilling. Certainly made Morning's End Part 1 easier. I never failed any of the agility obstacles. Should be this part complete. Most of the way there. And just ceramic vase and monkey ambassador. Interesting, it doesn't want to say Awawaji on this screen. I wonder if it was like the person doing this interface didn't want to look up how to spell the monkey's name on that screen or something. That's weird. Hey, those Dramen branches I got like a year ago are going to be helpful now. Hooray. These vanilla pods, it's much easier to get here. I'm just able to very quickly fairy ring to this section. Okay, heading to the evil chicken shrine. Interested how these black dragons are going to go. Evil chicken, that should be easy. Actually kind of an interesting fight in old school. I mean, it's not terrible, you just protect from melee and it's fine, but it attacks constantly. Little chicken's egg. Black dragon just drops instantly, okay. Dragon token. I honestly love all the ways they make the ice gloves relevant in quests. Like, it really comes up a lot. Pretty funny. I think I have to have the ice gloves on and the anti-dragon shield when I do this. Furry dragon doesn't annihilate me. Please flambe this creme brulee for me. I guess you just die there if you don't have the anti-dragon shield and the ice gloves. That's cool. So this step should be done. Just the one more. It is fun that they do the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil thing, these monkeys. And they're named correctly, too. It looks like in RS3 you can just combine all the Grigories into one, so you're not using up a ton of bank spaces. So I'm going to go make all of them now. I probably could have done this during the actual Monkey Madness quest, but forgot that I needed all the different Grigories. Making all the Grigories is kind of annoying, because you like have to go through this dialogue every time. You can't just like hand him the items, and then you have to do each item one by one. Not a big deal. At least appreciate that I can combine them all into a single Grigori. That's helpful. Okay, I think these are all the possible Grigories. I don't know that any of these matter other than the base 4 of Ninja, Zombie, Gorilla, and Monkey, but I wanted to get all of them so I never have to do it again. Okay, hopefully I don't burn this. I got 2 of them. Hey, no problem. Okay, should finish up the Monkey Madness part. Oh, this is so he can teach me the teleport to Apatol. Okay, cool. There we go. Nice. Agility 85, apparently. Time to fight the Culinarimancer. Okay, I'm intensely curious to see how this goes. I think I still need to have ice gloves, so I don't have to fight one of them unarmed. But this is a bit of a tricky fight since you can't use prayer in old school. Here, I'm wondering if I can just stand there with necromancy and just like base tank it essentially. Let me make sure I have ectoplasm, and I guess I'll bring food. Works for me. Thanks for the warning. Okay, Agrith Nana. No problem. Flambade might not even get close enough to me to take my weapon off if I didn't have that equipped. Drains my stats but dies in 3 hits, so it doesn't matter. I didn't need to bring super restorers. No problem. I might not be able to kill her with necromancy. Right? Yeah, I think I actually need something else. So that's incredible. A thing that I can't just like immediately delete, I guess. Okay, first time using an attack style other than necromancy in a minute here. I guess I can just go in there and respond to the element. I think it starts white, though. Yeah, okay. It's not a necromancy problem, y'all. Not that high a level of magic. It's an EOC problem. Bye. I see his head explode here. Oh, but now it uses his old school model for part of that. Incredible. Hey, you have completed the Culinaromancer. Fantastic. Alright, no problem. I don't think I care about anything from the chest, sadly. Like I said, Barrow's gloves are kind of ass. I'm curious, like, they count as hybrid gear, but is it like tier 60 or something awful? Seems pretty bad. I guess it is power armor, arguably, but like my Necro gloves at T70 are 12 damage bonus. Yeah. Oh well, the quest is done. That's still exciting. Something that's interesting about Recipe for Disaster, like I've always done Recipe for Disaster the other way around, where it's like that's my chase quest. So like I think of the quest as containing all of its prerequisites. So when I did that, I've done that like 3 or 4 times in old school RuneScape at this point. So the quest feels gigantic because there's like all these prereqs that I have to clear. But if you do all the quests in chronological order, when you get to it, you already qualify for it. So the quest itself actually isn't that long. It's at least comparable to something like Legends Quest, right? So it's kind of funny how like the feeling that each step of the quest is insanely huge is just because you're doing all these prereqs. Holy shit, I had no idea Soulsbane, it comes after Recipe for Disaster. This is like one of the weirdest, creepiest, strangest quests in the game. I could have sworn this would have been like a super early one. No, it's after RFD. No kidding. Okay, time to do one of the weirdest, creepiest quests in the game. Oh, that's funny. Some of these creatures are just like palette swapped or recolored versions of creatures that in the open world have gotten like texture updates and model updates. So like the purple bear still looks pretty good, and the rat still looks pretty good. Kill the angry unicorn. Apparently if you're even wearing necro gear in here, it just breaks the level. You can't do any damage. It's really weird the way wearing the wrong kind of gear instead of just giving you an attack penalty actually like does something to fuck with your DPS. They like hard-coded into the game. Oh, that's weird. I was gonna record in a second when I was done, but I guess this must track the like number of damage points you deal because it was only like 3 enemies before the entire floor was completed. This part's still genuinely pretty creepy. Does the animation not play anymore? Usually you look inside the hole and it's supposed to give you a little cutscene. Ah, did they break it? It like it's supposed to be like a little jump scare thing where like the screen turns black and then a creature shows up. Looks like it is still working because like the mini map is turning black. Oh, that's kind of interesting. You still see it when it does show up. I kind of liked it when it was just a square to start though, so you didn't know whether it was the actual jump scare or not. Man, RS3 does not like that graphic. I think the hopeless creatures in this room are like one of the creepiest models in old school. Looks like they haven't really changed them for RS3. Still do get 1 shot. Revive 3 times each, I think. Tolna is the final boss here. Also very like Silent Hill-y. Easy peasy. Oh, there he is. Tolna. It looks normal compared to his child version, which has got kind of a screwed up sprite or model. Turns out his mom was a hallucination the whole time. What a weird quest. Okay. Access to Tolna's Rift for combat training. Yeah. I don't think anyone in history has ever combat trained in there. Right, doing Fairy Tale Part 2, which I started a long time ago to get access to fairy rings and didn't finish. Apparently you can't use the right-click select destination or it breaks the quest. Hey, it got me here. This area with the Starflower is pretty interesting. In old school RuneScape leagues, there are some relic powers that make the Starflowers here pretty busted for training an Herblore quickly. This is generally pretty hard to train in leagues. Also spent a ton of time killing Gorax on my other characters in old school RuneScape just because they have the weird drop table. I wonder if they changed this in RS3. But in old school, there's like a bug that causes them to consistently access the gem drop table. Maybe they don't do it in RS3. But it's a really good way to get a shield left half, which you need for a diary step in old school. Not even aggro. Yeah, I guess it's weird having a much higher combat level, because significantly fewer things aggro you. Okay, that was nice and straightforward. I'm excited to see Fairy Tale Part 3. The whole, like, fairy godfather joke is really good. Alright, and I think I'm curious if I put literally every single lamp from here until the quest cape on agility, is that going to get me to agility 99? We'll see, I guess. Okay, lunar diplomacy is next. That's actually kind of exciting. There's only a handful of these quests that are giving me unlocks that really matter. I think virtually all of the old school quests, other than being, well, very few of the old school quests are prerequisites or modern relevant to the endgame RS3 quests. A lot of those RS3 quests are either totally self-contained or just dependent on one another, like the Fork 4 and 3 train. But I do think this one actually has a lot of downstream impacts. Starting lunar diplomacy. That is a wrap. Tons of quests completed in this one. Next episode will probably see me finish all of the old school quests. We'll see. And then, like I've been warning for a while, you might see several of these episodes just be me doing 1, 2, maybe 3 quests, since I've committed to recording the entirety of the quest for people who want to see what it's like but don't actually want to play RS3. As always, thank you all for watching. I'm going to do my best to continue to publish one of these every Sunday. I still have 2 episodes left to record to finish my Bonfire Man playthrough. I've had real-life extenuating circumstances keeping me from getting back to that right now, but I would like to close out that playthrough so I can free up some time for other projects. We'll see you next week, probably. Bye, everybody.